weeks ago, I went to see a movie called Solo. I don't know if you've heard of it. By your hat, Dan, I assume you have. Maybe you even saw it in the theater like I did.
This is
But
the band thing I've seen.
after the film, I was going down the rabbit hole of ending explainer articles and goofy articles about the how it fits into the canon and all that stuff. And I came across an article about the origin of the Cloud Riders. And it was about how the Cloud Riders from Solo first appeared in a comic, like a old Marvel, like Bronze Age comic, Star Wars comic. And I thought to myself, I think I have that comic. And sure enough, from years ago, I found my old big stack of Star Wars comics from ages ago.
Oh, wow.
And I brought them out. And they're all Star Wars ones. But the one in question, of course, is this one. Get my headphones back here. Is this one. This is the Star Wars #9. And this is after Marvel, I guess, adapted Star Wars, A New Hope. Yep. They started doing their own stories. And this one's sort of a sort of Seven Samurai story where Han Solo and a bunch of other kind of ragtag, sort of a ragtag team have to get together and protect a town from the Cloud Riders. And there they are right there. So that's the comic that is sort of the origin of those characters from Solo. I thought that was kind of cool. And I'll just show you one more from this pile. I mean, talk about Luke Skywalker, a Star Wars story. This is the original prequel. This is the untold story of Luke Skywalker before his adventures in A New Hope. So you can see him in this one targeting one of the Wampa rats with his teeth 16 or Wampa rats. Wampa rats would be something different. I guess those would be on Hoth. And what else did he do on this one? He Biggs is in this one and all that kind of stuff. So these have been really cool to read. And I'll tell you this, the thing I love about these comics is the old ads. So I don't know if you can see that one, but this is for like Slim Jims or something. And this one says, satisfy your meat tooth. And I like that. I thought that was pretty good. I work in marketing. I don't know if I'd get away with a tagline like that these days. So satisfy your meat tooth. That's the takeaway from tonight's episode, I think. That is pretty
epic.
So it's been pretty fun going through those comics for sure. And I got a lot of them. So, and my son is 5 and he likes to look at them as well. So it's been kind of a cool, like, father-son Star Wars thing. My daughter likes Star Wars a little bit, not quite as much.
It's great being able to share that kind of stuff with your kids, right? Like, I have so many old comics that I know my kid just loves to go rummaging through all the time, and I always get a good kick out of the ads because some of them are so ridiculous.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. They're pretty funny. What else is on my geek shelf? I don't know if I have a couple more minutes.
Absolutely.
I'm a movie guy. I've always liked movies since I was a kid. I write about movies for a few sites, have been for a few years, and I've taken to collecting steel books. It's almost like the world told me that physical media was dying, and I came up with a reason to keep buying this stuff. So I've been collecting all these weird old not old steel books. A lot of them are new steel books, but a lot of old movies and steel books, stuff like that. So I thought I'd show a couple of those. So this one I picked up. This is a German steelbook of Johnny Mnemonic. And now look, this is not an endorsement of this movie. It's not like I think this is a fantastic movie. It's I would say a interesting failure. And I was captivated by the cover. I mean, I love cyberpunk stuff. And this version has commentary, and it has like the Japanese cut that's hard to come by. So this was sort of a must-have for me. And it's region-free. So even though it's German, you can watch it on whatever player you have. So I thought that was pretty neat. Last thing I'll show, I guess, from my geek shelf is, are you guys familiar with Mondo? At all? So Mondo, they do,
No.
started out as like a print they do like posters, like Geek movie posters and stuff like that. But they have a whole line of Canadian exclusive steelbooks. And so this is one for Ex Machina that they put out. And Mondo's known for their sort of very beautiful artwork and stuff. This is really minimal, and it's hard to really see what's going on there. There's like a little figure there, something like that. And yeah, so you can kind of get the texture. It's like the texture for skin or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
anyway, all of a sudden I feel like, have you ever seen those channels on YouTube where it's just people talking about their movie collection every week? Here's the Blu-rays they bought this week. I feel like that. But anyway, yeah, so, you know, I just, like I said, I cannot say goodbye to physical media. I still have to.
Well, sometimes the art totally worth that you have a shelf full of beautiful pieces of art.
No, totally. That's exactly right. You know, these things for me are like art. You know, I mean, of course, the films are art, but just, you know, I also collect vinyl. I collect books. You know, it's all kind of, I mean, it's probably a malady of some kind, but you know, whatever. It's things of beauty.